Hey YouTube, it's Sav here. Today I am going to do a tutorial on how to make sponge cake that is filled with fresh fruit, whipped cream, and also topped with the whipped cream and decorated with any fruit and berries of your choice, whatever's in season. I'm really excited about this one because the cake I'm about to show you is the cakes that they sell at the Asian bakeries for like birthdays and whatnot. And those cakes are very expensive. The cheapest one I would say is like $30. Don't even bother. If you follow my recipe, you make it at home, probably cost you $9 and really tops. With sponge cake, I realized it's all about the technique. It's not about really what you put in it, it's how you do it. So please watch, and I hope you enjoy the video. If any of you decide to tackle this little project on, please let me know how it goes and how it works out for you. Thanks for watching, okay? Bye. Okay, so I have here half a cup of really hot water. I'm going to mix in it 1 packet of gelatin. We're going to use a fork and mix it until it's completely dissolved, about a couple of minutes. Once it's completely dissolved, I'm going to add in 1.5 cups of cold heavy whipping cream. Mix again to combine. We're going to put it back into the fridge, let it set for about 30 minutes. Bring it back out later to whip up. And this is going to be the base for our whipped cream filling and frosting that's going to go on top of our sponge cake. Okay, so after about 30 minutes after our heavy whipping cream and gelatin mixture has chilled a little bit, we're going to add it into a mixer and beater and add in 2 more cups of heavy whipping cream, which brings it up to a total of 4 cups. So we're going to mix this until it's nice and stiff. I know I didn't film it, but I added in also 1 tablespoon plus 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract and 2/3 of a cup of powdered sugar. So it gets kind of messy, so I have a shield that I am going to add on to prevent it from getting everywhere. So if you don't use a big enough or large enough mixing bowl, then you might want to break it up into 2 separate portions so that it's not going or splashing around everywhere. Okay, now that our frosting is complete, we're going to put this back into the fridge and let it all set while we bake our sponge cake. Up next is making the caster sugar. I'm going to put in the sugar into a food processor and pulse for about 30 seconds to 1 minute. All caster sugar is super fine granulated sugar. Do not for any reason use confectionery sugar slash powdered sugar because that, although it is a granulated like fine sugar, it also contains cornstarch and we don't need the starch at all in this. You don't have to do this part if you want. You can use regular sugar, but there's no guarantee that it'll come out super fine and airy like my sponge cake. So do so at your own risk. Okay, so now I'm sifting the cake flour with the salt over a large mixing bowl. Once that's complete, we're going to get a large piece of parchment paper and sift it again over that. The reason why I'm doing that is that it's easier to transfer the mixture back into the mixing bowl. And the reason why we're doing that is because we're going to sift this not only once, not twice, but actually 3 times. The reason why I'm doing this is that it's going to ensure a really soft and fine crumb, and that's what you want when making sponge cake. It needs to be soft, light, and airy, and that's what we're going to have here. Okay, now we're moving on to here we have the room temperature orange juice. I like to use Tropicana, but you can use any brand as long as it isn't from a concentrate. So now we're going to add in the vanilla extract and about 3/4 of a tablespoon of water. This mixture should equal up to about 1/4 of a cup. I'm going to mix it up here, and then we're going to add in 1/2 a cup of vegetable oil. The total mixture for this all should equal to just under 1 cup. Okay, moving on to the egg yolks. We're going to mix in the castor sugar and we're going to beat this for a good couple of minutes here. Make sure that you scrape the bowl at least one time before everything's complete. So we're going to mix this until it's a pretty light, pale yellowish color. And you'll know when it's ready when you lift up the beater from the bowl. It should make thick ribbon-like streaks back into the bowl. See here? So I'm going to check it one more time to make sure it's good. So I'm going to take the beater off and then swirl it into the bowl. And there you go, thick ribbon-like streaks. And that's exactly what you want. Okay, up next is beating the crap out of your egg whites. So we're going to make sure that there's absolutely no traces of fat or oily residue left in your bowl or your beater. So make sure it's absolutely clean, which means no egg yolk. So once it's foamy, we're going to add in our cream of tartar. And we're going to beat this for a good couple of minutes here. You're going to need some, really tough arms for this one. So it'll be worth it in the end though, I promise. So once it's nice and foamy, you're going to mix it more until about soft peaks. It'll look a little bit droopy, still kind of runny. And then I'm going to switch it to a balloon wire whisk later. It's to prevent overbeating. That's why I do it. I think that when you do it with an electrical hand mixer, you risk overbeating. So I usually finish it off by hand. So here's my balloon whisk. I'm going to whisk it by hand. A good couple more minutes. Again, very tiring, yes. And I'll show you what it should look like here. It should look right about like here. Nice, stiff, and glossy. Perfect.